performing rounds or running around just for fun. He recently gave a speech on bullying and taught some students here how they can stand up against bullying. He's here tonight to motivate and bring a winning attitude into our lives. So without further ado, it's with great honor to introduce to you one of our ambassadors for the Win Forever program. Give it up for Mike Kubis.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good. Great.
Woo! All right. First of all, I would like to thank Sodexo for setting this up and actually allowing me to use a lapel mic, because I know last time when I gave a presentation, I was going like this, and you guys had a hard time hearing me, so this works out perfect. I'd also like to thank you guys for coming out, because without you guys, well, I'd probably be talking to an empty room right now. So, let's begin. Tonight we're going to gain an edge in life and how you guys are going to win forever. Now, Win Forever was an organization started by Pete Carroll. Before we go into that, though, we're going to go with a little motivational movie. Well, not movie, but video.
All right.
This is the moment that defines. This is the moment where you make a choice. This one day is the only day I have. Those next steps are the only steps I'll take. Do you choose to compete?
What do I want to do? If anything was possible, where would I want to invest my energy?
You've seen what you can achieve, so you compete. Always. I can't think of a single artist who's successful in any space, whether it's music or film. Practice really is everything. The pursuit is relentless, and you thrive on it. This is not about you versus expectation, you versus your coach, you versus your boss. It's you versus you.
Let's see things from a different perspective. Let's maximize your potential.
And now, you're ready to take it to the next step.
This journey and the results that come from it will shape your life into exactly what you envision it to be.
This is the moment you decide. Are you ready to compete for life?
Is it okay? Oh no. Wait. She just took it off, though.
So who's ready to win forever?
Woo!
All right, yes, awesome. Besides seeing all the sports aspect out of it, they do try to promote it with athletes who may not pursuing a career professionally. They are trying to get out to students who aren't athletes as well. What did you guys take out of that video?
Motivation.
How so?
It makes me want to get up and do something.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, better myself.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
See, if you
Thank you.
participate, I'm going to be giving out some prizes as well.
Gimme.
So, if you participate, you're going to say?
Yeah, I have a statement.
Okay, go ahead.
Here, can you, like,
So I like the video how it was sports.
do something for a second?
The only scary one was the real. I don't think I'm going to pursue that, but I wish I did.
My hands are too tight.
I know, I feel you. So I like it.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
awesome. I'm glad you brought that up with the whole fear aspect, because we're actually going to be talking about that and how you can overcome some of those fears. Good job. You guys have anything else?
Go you rock.
Exactly. We're actually going in to talk about that. Sorry, with the mic. Right now. Well, my objectives first. We're going to talk about who Win Forever is, what Win Forever is. We're going to go into how it helped me and how it's going to help you find who you guys are, what you guys want in your life, and how you're going to overcome those struggles, right? And how this program can be life-changing for you guys as well. So the history, as the young gentleman said, forgot to mention as well, social media, hashtag, Twitter. Guys can tweet about this and tell people that they're missing out and that the 20 of you are going to have an awesome time.
Yay.
Okay, thanks. All right, so who is the Always Compete program? It was started by Pete Carroll. He Decide don't read that with Pete Carroll.
Head coach UCLA.
Yeah. Where was he before Seattle?
USC.
Where was he before USC?
A high school.
Detroit.
Ooh.
Patriots. But he also did get fired though after his first head coaching job in the NFL. After he did get fired, he sat down and read a book by John Wooden. Does anyone know who John Wooden is? Basketball fans? He was probably one of the winningest coaches in college. Got it. Sorry. So he read his book, and once he shut it, put it down, he was like, I've got to create my own philosophy. So he wrote down everything he liked, disliked, his beliefs, non-beliefs, and he came up that his life philosophy is that he likes to compete. So once he generated that philosophy, he surrounded himself with other people who agreed with his philosophy, got the head coaching job at USC, was successful at USC, hired to the NFL again, and now he's starting to become successful with the Seattle Seahawks. He partnered up with Yogi Roth. As you mentioned, he is a local boy. He did graduate from Lackawanna Trail. He went to Pittsburgh University. He did coach at USC with Pete Carroll, and is now an ESPN analyst and College Game Day Live analyst as well. So they decided to partner up with these other gentlemen as well, and to create a Win Forever program. Instead of holding it for themselves, they want to share it to the world that they want other people to succeed and quote-unquote win in their lives. So, Win Forever is a coaching. They're here to coach you guys. They're here to help you guys take a look at yourself and answer those tough questions. Who in here hates talking about themselves? Or, you know, if someone's like, oh, what's the best thing about you? How many people have a hard time saying, yeah, exactly. I'm one of those people as well. Win Forever is here to help you, like I said, figure out best qualities in you and some things that you can work on as well. They have different models, as you're going to see in this picture now. Different tools to help you. One of the things is an assessment learning test where you do take tests of yourself. You get to see where you're progressing through your life as well. I think I've done 94 journal entries on where I've started back in December and where I am today. As I said, I've had to answer some of the tougher questions, and that's for you guys to do as well. All right, so as I talked about the program and that, one of the three main components I've gotten out of Win Forever is figuring out who I am, what I want, and how to deal with struggles. Has anyone heard of a life philosophy? Or know what a life philosophy is? Three? No? Anyone? Okay, does anyone have an idea of what a life philosophy is?
Plans for life? Something right?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what a life philosophy is. What you live by. Does anyone have something they may live by? Or life philosophy?
You have one? You have a life philosophy?
No? Come on, guys. Right.
I mean, it's not my own, but I
Something you
go
live
by
by.
the model of like, you don't know unless you ask.
Yeah.
Great.
I try to look at it as pretty much everything happens for a reason. Kind of
I don't look at it like that.
makes you think that you can't change it. Change it. It is what it is.
For those who just shared, I'm sorry.
Actually, one I have is "The Cause We Must Inspire," which is actually what's tattooed on my leg. Pretty much, it's from a song, and I interpret it as pretty much like what you believe in, like inspired unto others, let other people kind of know about it. You know what I mean?
You know what
I go by YOLO.
Where is it?
Hold on, because, I mean, YOLO isn't, I understand YOLO, you only live once, But do you use it in the aspect of I'm going to do drugs and alcohol, or do you actually do it where you're going to take advantage?
I mean, if I want to be successful, I only got one life to do it, feel me?
I feel you.
That's a risk.
Yeah. Nice, Will.
For those who just explained, or those who are thinking about life philosophies, and that's, how did you develop those? Did they just, I mean, they didn't just appear. What made you say, things happen for a reason? Or, what again? I'm sorry.
You don't know what to try.
There you go. What made you guys think of those?
Going through what life is. I found you on mine just because I've gone through the days where it's like I didn't try something before, and then after when I was back on it, I kind of regretted it. Like didn't change when I had it. I just learned to kind of do it now when I have a chance. So I don't regret it later.
For those who don't have a life philosophy or want to figure out how to develop their own life philosophy, Win Forever helps you out with that. They do like I said, an assessment test where you take a test of yourself, and they tell you, they ask you to write down, what do you like? What do you dislike? What are your beliefs? What are your non-beliefs? What have you experienced in the past that you don't want to experience in the future? My life philosophy, and it took me about a week and a half to figure out, is that negativity can leave us in the dark, but positivity can brighten our horizon. Anyone have an idea why I chose that? Or what it could mean?
You should always try to be positive in life and always try to look for better things in life instead of focusing on negative.
Exactly. You know how many times I go on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, sometimes Instagram, depending on the picture, people post negative things. I mean, I understand it's not rainbows and unicorns, everything's not perfect in the world. But if you focus more on the positives in life, you're going to find out life is just more simple. You can enjoy it, you can relax, and you don't have to deal with the quote-unquote drama, as people would like to say. So, that's how life philosophy, that's how you guys can define it. Next thing we're going to go on to is, what do you guys want? So, I have a book here by Pete Carroll. It's called Win Forever. Great book. If you have a chance, read it. Autographs by him. Who wants it? Who wants it?
Me!
Who wants it?
This guy right here.
Guys, who wants it?
Oh,
Seriously.
she's getting
Who wants it? Who wants it? Congratulations, Bree got the book. Give her a round of applause.
I knew I should have gotten up. Why didn't you tell me?
Okay, so, why were you guys hesitant to come up?
I didn't know what your plan was.
This is Ken, by the way, my best friend. He likes to crack jokes. That's Ken. Other reasons? Go ahead.
I didn't want to be like selfish. I thought I put somebody else before you.
Oh, Ricky. Such a great boy, Ricky.
Anyone else?
Thanks.
Anyone else? Sorry.
Why didn't you stand up to get it?
Nothing else? Great. I actually give you a lot of credit for this because a lot of people, they're hesitant when people say, you want this or want that, because they feel like that's rude to just grab or, go after anything you want.
Notice I stopped right there.
Exactly. She was hesitant at first. She was just like, should I really do this? Or
I was actually thinking, I probably won't have a chance to read the book more than anything. So
Oh.
I want to.
Okay, well,
Not that I don't find it interesting. I just, I'm very busy.
I understand with Compass Weekend coming and all that as well. But my point is, this activity has been done by a lot of motivational speakers. I've seen this done, and I like this activity because it shows that when we want to be successful and we want it badly, like if we want it, sometimes we're hesitant to grab it. Why are we hesitant to grab it? Why are you guys hesitant sometimes to go out and accomplish your dreams or your goals?
You don't want to fail.
Okay. Any other?
Fear of rejection. Sure of the outcome.
I was going to say fear of rejection.
I mean, those are all correct answers. And there's another one. there's a quote for it. Drew my mind at this point. But a lot of people, that's the number one fear, is they don't want to fail. And they also have the outside world saying, you're not going to do it. You're not going to be able to accomplish that goal, whether it's to be a doctor going for your master's at Harvard, whether it's being a motivational speaker, whether it's just attending college. So that's how you get what you want. You have to go after it, just grab it. But what do you guys want? What is success to you guys? What does being successful mean to you guys? What's that? Happy? Good.
Being stable.
Stable. Okay.
I mean, you can have your money, but they don't even be happy.
Exactly.
Balance your happiness and how you get your, as long as you're happy. That's my main goal.
Okay. Anyone else? What else defines success? Have something. What? Like things that you've dealt with personally, or?
Yeah, just anything that's in your way from achieving what you want to achieve.
Anyone else? Okay. Go ahead.
Being passionate about something. There it is.
And you know that's the toughest thing when it comes to defining success. So many people have different definitions of success. So if Ricky wants to overcome obstacles, and what's your name? I'm sorry. Jamie wants to be happy. So you're comparing apples to oranges right there. So you can't say which one's a better success because you don't know what people have gone through in their lives. I'm saying why they want this in their lives. The next question is, how are you going to get there? How are you going to become successful? How are you going to overcome those obstacles? How are you going to be happy? How are you going to stay stable? How are you going to stay passionate?
Motivation.
How are you going to get motivated? How are you going to stay focused?
Tunnel vision.
And what's tunnel vision?
Looking straight ahead.
And how are you going to look straight ahead?
Stay positive.
What's that? And how are you going to ignore everything on the
I
side?
just get really excited.
And what's that plan? See, this is here. Here's a rubber journal, so you can figure out that plan. You can write it down. That's the thing when it comes to success. If you want to be successful, you have to figure out a plan. Whether it's 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, you need to figure out how you're going to get from point A to point B. You need to figure out how are you going to stay happy. Yes, you're going to say, I'll put a smile on every day, or I'll say hi to different people. But, what was that? Okay. My point is that there are so many, you have to be in depth of what you're going to say. You have to have a lot of backup plans, and you have to look straight ahead. You have to say, what am I going to do today that's going to make a difference tomorrow? So, and the final one, dealing with struggles. Anyone have an idea how do you deal with struggles? What's that?
Depends on the struggle.
Okay. You want to name a struggle and how would you overcome it? I said there's a lot of participation.
I know, I'm just looking at my audience.
Okay.
More than my struggle.
Oh.
Well, I gotta think about that and get back to you, please.
Go ahead.
Like, give you an example, maybe my parents, they came from a whole new country and then they had a struggle of trying to like learn the language and do what they had to do. So they kind of just went full force and like took classes to learn and they do what they have to do to kind of adapt to this new environment.
I'm guessing they were successful with it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Anyone else? Now, do you have a plan? Like, do you have these plans written down? Like, how you're going to stay focused? Okay. All right. If I'll give you guys a hint. A lot of successful people become successful because they write everything they think in their head on a piece of paper wherever they're at. They come up with an idea. If they come up with, this is how I'm going to study differently, this is how I'm going to get this job, write it down. Sorry, looking over this. Dealing with obstacles. First of all, you guys have to realize success won't come overnight. How many people here wish that their success could happen right now? Exactly. All of us. I use the example, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? It's going to take time to become successful. And how many people have been told from the outside world that they can't do it? Has that stopped you? Has it stopped anyone else?
Score center.
It made me want to prove them wrong.
Okay. That was actually one of my biggest motivations. Why did it stop you?
No, not me. I thought you said like has it happened to anyone before? I didn't say me, but I know people definitely have.
And why do you think it's stopped?
Because some people just don't have a big self-esteem about themselves, and if constantly people are saying something like you can't do this, you can't do this, they start to accept it, and then it becomes a reality for them when it really shouldn't.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are afraid. What we touched, like we talked about earlier. As I mentioned, my best friend Kent Corey is here tonight. I've known him since I was in 9th grade. We've gone through a lot of things together. He could tell you, back in high school, if I was to do a presentation, I'd be freaking out, crying in that corner over there, saying, "Mom, I'm not doing this. Mom, I'm not doing this." Sorry. And now today that I'm here giving a presentation, which I'm glad you guys came through. Yeah. You guys came here too, and to become a motivational speaker and help you guys out as well. It took a long time, and I had to overcome fears of public speaking. I had to overcome fears of, I was that shy kid. So coming up to go to someone new and be like, "Hey, how are you?" I'd be like, no. Exactly. Exactly.
No.
So if you want to hear any funny stories about that, he's the guy. But to overcome those, I mean, you have to find the strength within. And for me, it's tough. It's tough to find the strength within to say, I can do this. Because a lot of people are saying, you can't do this. As you guys know, some of you guys were at the bullying presentation. And that was probably the biggest point in my life where I was like, I need to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to get there, and how I'm going to overcome people telling me no. And the best way to do that is just to stay focused on your goal and support yourself with people who are going to be supportive of you. One of my theories is you can have one person saying you're not going to make it, but you can have 10 people in your circle saying you can do it and you're going to make it. See? I like this guy. He's like all positive. He's like, all right. Another way to deal with obstacles, the blame game. Midterms came out. How do people do on midterms?
Mediocre.
Fantastic.
Very good. All right. We got some terrible. Who do you blame?
Professor.
Why do you blame the professor?
Just because.
Okay. Did anyone say, maybe I deserve that grade? Why did you say that?
Not always.
Okay.
But sometimes.
Alright. Were your grades good?
Yeah, they were good, but
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
they could have been better if I pushed myself more. So I pushed myself more.
Right. And that's one of the things is if you're going to overcome obstacles, one of the things is you have to stop blaming others. Now, Amanda, a lot of us, I guarantee a lot of students here would say, I'm going to blame the professor first. I'll give you guys an example. Right now, I have an anthro class that I'm not doing very well. And when I saw my grade, I looked at it and I said to myself, I deserve that C+. You know why? Because I didn't put in the effort I should have. I didn't study like I should have. And I didn't go for tutoring when I had Justin Clark, who has an A, I'm assuming, in that class. I could have went to him earlier. We could have studied earlier. I could have went to the professor earlier. So I said to myself, I deserve that D, but I'm going to prove to the professor I can make it to an A. So if you can do that, that's how you're going to become successful. If you can say, what could I have done differently to make the situation better, instead of blaming others and then causing an argument, drama, and we all know we all love drama, right? Yeah. You can end that. And then the final one is never give up. How many people have given up on hopes and dreams and realities?
Once in a while.
Once in a while? Why'd you give up?
Because I was doing this for too long, so I quit. But then I came back.
Was it track?
Yeah.
Okay. Why'd you guys give up?
I don't know. I think it's people telling me I couldn't do it, and I couldn't overcome that.
So your hand. So.
I'm hungry.
It was too hard. I immediately thought of when I came to college, I wanted to do photography, and that's what I was accepted to do for. And then I looked at the art program and quivered a little because I knew I couldn't do that. It scared the crap out of me.
So you let fear take hold of you, and but not today you're doing photography. Right? How did you overcome that fear?
By accident. I picked up a camera and was using it as a form of therapy. And one of my Keystone students, who was getting married, saw my photos and hired me as a photographer and said, "You have 2 years to figure it out." And I really had no choice. So.
I'm going to give you the shirt.
Oh yeah, sure.
That was a great story. Give her a round of applause, guys. That's excellent. My thing is, like I said, you can't let fear take control of what you want to do. Like I said, I was fearful of public speaking. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of terrified 20 minutes ago because there were 6 people in this room. I'm like, great, awesome. But you guys are still here, which I hope you guys are enjoying.
Yeah!
Okay.
I told you I liked to know.
All right, me too. But going back to never giving up, I was actually in D.C. recently, and with the trip here at Keystone College, and I went to a homeless shelter. It housed about 1,300 people, give or take. And I ran into this man. His name was Michael Douglas. He has been a maintenance worker for the past 2 years there at the homeless shelter, but 4 years ago, he was a drug addict. Right? He was pretty much about to die because he was always addicted to drugs. He was always looking for the next thing to soothe him or keep him calm. And he came to the homeless shelter. And he's like, I want to be better. I want to be successful. At that time, he didn't know what success meant to him. He got to the homeless shelter, he got help, and now his success is being in charge of the maintenance at the homeless shelter. So you guys, that may not be, well, he's a maintenance worker at a homeless shelter. But from where he came from 4 years ago to where he is today, I think it's pretty successful because he could have been dead. There's another lady I met. Her name was Claudia. She came from the Central Republic of Africa, where the government takes control of a lot of things like communication, internet, all things like that. And her family shipped her out here to America so she can get an education and get a good job. She got her master's at Harvard. 6 months later, she was in a car accident. She was partially paralyzed in her lower back, partially blind in her eye. She would take all of her life savings into all the medical bills and the rehab that she had to go through. And then she couldn't find a job. She couldn't find a job that she wanted in her field because no one would hire her because of her quote-unquote disabilities. So she found a minimum wage job, and it wasn't helping out. It wasn't paying the bills. It wasn't helping keeping her with food, keeping her alive, things like that. And so she ended up in a homeless shelter for the past 15 years. One of her goals now is to go home to Africa and be with her family for the rest of her life. Even though she doesn't have the money right now, she's working towards it, and she says she's never going to give up on that dream. Which I think that's great, because no matter how hard things can get in your life, you can still pursue your dreams. That's what Win Forever talks about. It has that winning mentality, saying, I can do this. I'm not going to lose at what I want to be successful in. I'm going to win and take the high road. So, as you can see, some of the assessment tests, it talks about what can you work on. Spiritual, career, finances. I know I definitely have to work on finances with student loans coming up. The interest rate's kind of high. Anyone else worried about?
Oh, yeah.
Personal well-being, health. A lot of us, we forget to take care of our own selves. We're worried. Who in here likes to take care of others before they take care of themselves? Exactly. I recently just went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, you are too busy, so during your spring break, you need to relax. I'm like, Doc, how am I going to relax? I have running to do. I have all this other stuff to do. He's like, no, you need to relax, or else you're going to overburn yourself, and you're not going to be ready for graduation. Okay. Probably the best advice I took, and the other best advice he said, is to tell people no. Because I'm the type of person who likes to say yes. Who says yes to everything? When someone's like, I need to be there, can you be there? Yeah, exactly. So he's like, learn to say no once in a while. Well, like I said, with the assessment, you figure out the hard questions, and you figure out how you're going to balance out each one of these things. Become a game changer. As I talked about with the game changing program, right now I'm finishing up the preseason program where, like I said, they ask you different questions, some of which, what have you done in the last 2 weeks when it comes to community service? What have you done in the last 2 weeks when it comes to helping a friend? What have you done in the last 2 weeks to boosting your grade? Things like that. And then it asks you, how did you establish, how did you get there, how are you going to improve on it, things like that. And it has goals for you to set up for the next time you do the test. So you take the test again, and it says, how did you improve on that from last time? Did you do anything differently? What could you have done differently? And then you write 3 more goals again, and you go on, go on. So it's a great way, like I said, Win Forever, a great way to answer the hard questions. Win Forever. I'm going to end the night. Again, I'm glad you guys came out, even though it was only 20 of you guys. I do really appreciate it. The Win Forever philosophy. One philosophy, one vision, one heartbeat. At the end of the day, the Win Forever organization is here to make sure you guys become successful. You're always winning in your life. If you guys want to know more information about Win Forever or how you guys can get involved, please let me know. I can set you up for an email account. You can join the organization. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you enjoy it.